Hey everyone, welcome to today's exciting show. Adam disappears quickly due to insensitivity. Nina and client Phoenix move to another bar. This place is so cozy you might just want to set up camp here. Phoenix can't hide his interest anymore and dives into the thrilling game of money rules. As a result, Nina effortlessly dealt with Adam's 400 million risk debt like it was a game of chess. But who knew that this move almost sent Adam to the afterlife, leaving him with no chips left to play with his buddy. By the time Adam got home, the dark history struck again and Nina had barely left the bar before she received a cry for help from the team. At the police station, she learned Jaume thought that her ex and was detained. What a mess. No doubt, the series of events obscured the financing project's progress. Nina hadn't provided the boss desired evidence. The battle lines were drawn and Nina walked into the office only to receive her boss' warm welcome. The boss sparked a threatening reminder: if she told one more lie, even Jesus couldn't save her. Then she got grilled. Why was she secretly investigating that pile of junk glass assets? That had nothing to do with her job. Nina quickly explained that her former boss called the shots. She had no clue if it was true or not. Clearly, Finger was skeptical about her story but kindly reminded her that the bank would soon start an internal investigation. Regardless of Nina's motives, Finger seemed a bit uneasy about the possible fallout for her. Only then did she realize LeBron wanted to take her down while the German boss was negotiating secretly. Nina's presence inadvertently threatened LeBron's position in the new company, and Finger's eyes widened in realization. So she rushed to verify the merger plan with the big boss. However, her good intentions didn't escape the keen eyes of her old friend, CFO Menz. Menz pulled out a picture of Finger's late fiancée, and the resemblance was uncanny, but they were definitely not the same person. This matter involved too many people's interests, and in handling such affairs, it was always better to err on the side of caution. Finger fell into a deep train of thought, while Nia felt like a deer caught in headlights. She revealed her exposed situation to LeBron, who immediately ordered her to return to Luxembourg tonight. This whole commotion was actually a signal from LeBron, pressuring her to make a deal using the fake accounts. Little did LeBron know, he underestimated Luke, the son of the big boss at International Credit, who turned over a new leaf for a seemingly ordinary woman. The once fated enemies began to feel as if they were in a parallel universe, as the formerly glorious Lord Luke humbly apologized to the ordinary girl. But Nina quickly caught onto the clues and, after some grilling, discovered she wasn't fired due to offending Luke. It was all due to LeBron's scheming, with the blame wrongfully pinned on Luke. At that moment, she had only one thing on her mind. She had to finish that $4 billion financing deal, grab the money, and escape far away from that wicked woman. Coincidentally, Adam in charge of business was dismissed. If she could persuade Luke to join, using his stellar connections, everything would fall into place. So, Nina rushed over to Luke and formally invited him, knowing that as his former assistant, he wanted out from his father's shadow. Undeniably, this $4 billion financing plan was the hottest project in all of Europe right now. Plus, this was her best chance to prove herself, especially since it was indirectly her fault for getting herself into this mess. Nina was confident Luke would come, her competitiveness and guilt bred deep loathing for her father, driving Luke to help her. After finishing all this, she quickly went to LeBron's house, and the cat was out of the bag. LeBron didn't hide his past anymore. He candidly mentioned that Nina gave him the chance to break free from Adam. If it weren't for her uncanny resemblance to Adam's estranged fiancée. Clearly, Nina had enough of LeBron's domineering demeanor and directly asked what he would do if she didn't hand over the evidence. Sure enough, after a moment of contemplation, LeBron mysteriously remarked that her boyfriend's small firm in Luxembourg could make her lose all her clients. On top of that, Nina would be engulfed in a sea of overwhelming legal troubles, plunged into endless disputes, until she owed LeBron a debt that she'd never pay back, just to get the answers she wanted. Nina pulled out her recording phone and said to LeBron, "I learned all this from you. With Finger, we never need to bother with all this nonsense. The gap between him and others is truly evident. We're on a whole different level." The next morning, Nina secreted her life-saving materials in a flower pot in the company lobby. Unexpectedly, Luke burst onto the scene in a whirlwind of activity. His presence was a much-needed shot of adrenaline to the dying financing project. But from that moment, the tides turned 180 degrees. She promised to fire those two as soon as the Bayhue project concluded. By then, her son would have no reason to stay away from her. The next day, Nina found Luke looking dazed and mum as mute. Finger caught all this and immediately realized the cat was out of the bag. She stormed towards the big boss, angrily accusing him of being a shameless liar. This time, the big boss wasn't as gentle as before. He quickly turned the tables. She wanted Finger to lead the new bank's investment sector, but if anyone dared to haggle, she wouldn't hesitate to kick them out of the game.